Winter is over and the blossom is coming out. It's been a long winter and I've been thinking about time and identity. And it's rather dark in here, but in this alcove on the ground floor, it was a bit brighter a second ago. I'm going to turn the lights on. Oh, there we go. The cleaner lady has put out a flower arrangement and some dolls, or chicks, I don't know why they're called henna, to celebrate the coming of spring. The flower arrangement is using cherry blossom, and these dolls are put out for girls, generally speaking, in March, and they represent the aspirations of parents for their children, for their female children, generally speaking. This female here is getting married to the rich gentleman here, and that's a sort of a nice thing for your daughter to aspire to, Japanese style. And these are put out in March, as I say, and likewise the cherry blossom are a symbol of March. And it's often noted that Japanese people like to enjoy the passing of the seasons, or the impermanence of things, especially as symbolized with their enjoyment of cherry blossom, which in a week will have fallen. And the falling of cherry blossom as well is especially appealing to the Japanese aesthetic, the sort of the impermanence of everything, and especially cherry blossom, which is so beautiful but sort of flutters and falls away in a snowstorm of pink. Whereas, at the same time, in Japan there are absolutely no antiques. They knock down everything old. They might rebuild it again with a new one, sometimes looking the same, like Ise Shrine, or completely new, as generally their cities are rebuilt every 25 years with some new style. And there's almost no old things in Japan at all, whereas British homes, traditionally, were full of antiques, and you get to feel this sort of great procession of time in a British home, because there'll be sort of old cutlery and furniture from the Edwardian era, and no impermanence. Things are permanent. But at the same time, the cherry blossom in the alcove and the cherry blossom on the trees are somehow different. That it's been iconized by associating it with those dolls that come out every March, and by creating a sort of a surnatural, and not really natural, but an icon of nature in the alcove. It's different from the trees outside in that it calls to mind the repetitive nature of time. And so, like Clifford Geertz says of the Trobriand Islanders, there's a kind of motionless present. A motionless present. Why did he say that? Because he says in the Trobriand Islands that people are not known as by their given names, but by their identities, which sort of throughout their lifetime, Tim, that's my name, sort of grows old. You know, I was born Tim and I die Tim. But if you think of people as their sort of social roles, as in a young boy, or a teenager, or a young society person, or a old society person and granddad, as the Japanese are very inclined to do, to think of people in terms of their roles, then that procession of time, that there was an individual that started here and will die at the end there, is concealed. And what you have instead is a sort of a beat, a repetition. There's always kids around. There are always young society people around, and there are always granddads around. And likewise, this is doing the same thing to nature, that instead of nature actually flowing, it's March again. That's what we've got here, March again. And so there's a Marchness that is, what did Clifford Geertz call it again? The permanent present? No, the motionless present. There's a sort of a motionless presence of Marchness in this alcove.